Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Play Jason. You could be anywhere in the world, watching anything, doing anything, but you're here watching this. So, thank you. My name is Jason. I write for Guitar.com, the fretboard journal, and I'm also a co-host on Working Class Music. On today's episode, we're going to go over a quick and easy guide to building a pedal board. So, yeah, let's dive right into it. Actually, rewind. Now, we really Hey, boys. Before we dive in, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, MONO and Strymon. Thank you for supporting this episode. Now, let's get started. Step 1, finding the right size pedal board. I'm going to show you the one that I recommend for most people, and I will tell you why. So, most pedal boards come in 3 different sizes. You can either do small, medium, or large. There's different variants of that. Small pedal boards will hold about 3 to 5 comfortably. Medium offers you a bit more room, typically double that. And what I like to think of with a large is double that. It also depends on the size of the pedals, because you have mini pedals and then you have like big, huge, massive pedals. So keep that in mind. But for most people, what I recommend, the Mono small pedal board. It offers enough space to accommodate effects while remaining compact and completely portable. Also, it is one piece of stainless steel. Really cool cutout right here, so you have your power supplies. And when it's on the floor, it is super easy to pick up because you're not putting your hands completely under. In addition to that, you get this really cool Mono gig bag. This is probably one of the most secure and comfortable gig bags I've come across, especially for pedal boards. It'll keep your pedals protected. It'll be easy to carry around, and you don't have to worry about checking it because it is carry-on size. So the stuff you're gonna need. You're gonna definitely need some Velcro, which most pedal boards come with. Zach Broyles has this on his video of building a pedal board. These things are gonna be the tie holders. What they do is basically hold the cabling for the power supply, so it makes it a lot cleaner underneath your pedal board, if those things are important to you, which they are to me. So there you go. Another is the little string ties. They go under the loops of the cable holders, and you just grip that and slide them under. Let's start there. So one thing I want to recommend, the fluffy side, as I call it, you pretty much want that on the board. You don't want the Velcro side to be the one on the board. You can do it either way, it doesn't matter, but this is how I recommend it. So we got that. Step 2, choosing a versatile set of pedals. For everyone, this is going to be different. Obviously, this is going to be completely subjective to each individual and their playing style / genres, depending on the amount of pedals you have and the amount of pedals you want to use. So that's going to determine the size of your pedal board. So, keep this in mind. However, a few things to consider are a tuner. If you have pitch effects like a wah or pitch shifter, your tone and volume pedals such as overdrive or distortion, modulation effects like chorus or tremolo, or even a flanger, and your time-based effects. This will be delay and reverb. You can also add a looper at the end of it. That's typically what I like to do. However, you can place this in any order you want. There is no right or wrong, but bear in mind, how you place this definitely affects your playing. So if you put the reverb before the delay, the reverb sound will be delayed throughout. Also, one thing you might want to consider is your budget. You want to pick pedals that inspire you and fit your budget. Next step is purchasing a power supply. In my opinion, the Strymon Zuma is the best power supply you can get. 1, because each input is isolated. 2, it's modular. So you can combine another power supply or any other of their power supplies like the OHA to create the pedal board power of your dream. 3, they're sturdy and they have an extremely low noise floor. And lastly, because it looks awesome. But in all seriousness, its isolated power reduces noise, ensuring your pedals run quietly and efficiently. Investing in a high quality power supply can be a difference that you will hear. The next step, mounting your stomp boxes. One thing you want to do, if you can find the dimensions of the pedal board you're looking at, get that and do a tape cutout with those dimensions and see how they would fit before buying it. But if you've already bought your pedal board, the easiest thing you can do is, before you apply Velcro, is mount the pedals on them, so you can see exactly what order and spacing to accommodate for cables and such. One thing I recommend in terms of mounting the power supply, typically you can mount it under. However, depending on the space that your pedal board accommodates, you can also put it on top. So after planning your layout, apply the Velcro to your pedal board and stomp boxes. So the next step, it's order and cabling. The reason why cabling is important is because it's what's carrying the signal to each pedal and then to your amp. So you don't necessarily want to cheap out on that, but I understand if you don't want to break the bank and, go all Mugami Platinum. If you're balling like that, more power to you. Again, like I said prior, you can arrange these pedals however you want, but there is an order that you should follow. So the pedal order I recommend for most people: start with your tuner. From your tuner, you go to your pitch base, which is like your pitch shifters or your wah. From there, you go to your tone, which would be more of your overdrive, distortion, and fuzz. Keep in mind, as far as the drive section goes, putting this in the order of the pedal that clips the least to the most would probably yield the best results. After the tone section, you have your modulation, which again is going to be your chorus, your tremolo, your phaser, and your flanger. From there, you have delay, reverb, and you should end it out with a looper if you decide to use one. Then mount them securely, and voila, your pedal board is complete. And I'll even show the back. That's what I'm most impressed by.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Here's the order of this pedal board and why I put it in this order, and why my order is something you can borrow or do your own. So we start with the tuner, and from the tuner, we go to the drive. Now, from the drive, it looks like we go to the lossy, but that's not the case. We go from the drive to the delay, and then from the delay, we go to the chroma console. The reason I do that is because I use the chroma console as my lo-fi effect primarily. Anytime you get a lo-fi gritty sound, I wanted to hit that first before it hits the delay so that it doesn't delay that signal. So from there, that's when we go to the lossy. The lossy is adding a digital lo-fi sound. That's kind of why it's in tandem with the chroma console, because I primarily use that as kind of a lo-fi section. And from there, we go to the reverb, which is the big sky. I like reverb at the end of my chain because everything I do, I like to add reverb last. So all of this will be affected by the reverb last. So yeah, that's the signal flow. Again, I'd like to thank MONO Creators and Strymon for providing the pedal board and power supply. Also, down below, let me know what's the perfect pedal board for you. Let me know what power supply you would use or what other power supply you would check out. So yeah, thank you, and I hope this has been helpful. And again, just look at this. I'm really proud of that wiring. I am really proud of that. It's not the best, but it's a lot better than a lot of other people. So yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.